Brand new tune from Josh Grider that is called Good People. Welcome back to the Texas Red Dirt Roads radio show. Got to see Josh do that live for us about 2-3 weeks ago when we ran this show down to Copeland, Texas, and did it from the Copeland Dance Hall there in, of course, Copeland, Texas, all part of the Big Balls and Dance Halls Tour 2017 for the Texas Red Dirt Roads radio show. Find out more about Josh online, joshgrider.com. Find us, txrdr.com. Thanks again to our friends at Colorado High Vodka and the Fenolio Boot Company for being proud sponsors of the program and even more importantly, big supporters of Texas and Red Dirt music. Real quick, speaking of good people, I want to take a moment to say how much we want to send our love and thoughts and prayers to one of our affiliate stations in East Texas, Tyler, Texas, KYKX 105.7. They had a member of their crew and really a longtime friend of mine. Years ago, I was on a radio station over in Dallas called 99.5 The Wolf, and he was a part of that radio family. And when they busted up that radio station, everybody went different directions. And Matt ended up going to Oregon and launching a station up there and ended up putting Texas Red Dirt Roads on that Bend, Oregon station, and then came back home to Texas and landed there in Tyler at KYKX 105.7, and I believe was their afternoon drive guy. Well, unfortunately, he contracted the pneumonia October, I think, 4th, and just this past week succumbed to it. And Matt is no longer with us, and that has just been heavy on our hearts and minds for the past 2 days, I think, because it actually happened Friday afternoon, and a lot of folks still having a hard time dealing with that and having any kind of understanding, because he was, for all intent and purposes, healthy and 37 years young, and now he's no longer with us. He's in a much better place. So our thoughts and prayers with Matt and his family and all of those with our sister station out there in East Texas and Tyler at KYKX 105.7 FM. Today we are in Schulenburg, Texas, here at Segelmann Hall. Jamie Lin Wilson's on the program. Roger Creager is here. The Pettit brothers and Kyle Hutton. Y'all welcome them back if you would. Yeah, that was weird to me, friends. I can't recall the last time that I heard somebody passing away of pneumonia. You know?
Yeah.
It's tough, man.
That is tough.
And he was in the hospital apparently doing fairly good, so it's just one of those things. But anyhow, God bless Matt and his family. So, Kyle, good to have you here today, buddy.
It's always good to
hang
be
out,
here,
man.
Thank you.
Can't wait to hear more about this project. You and Roger and a big group of folks have come together to release this coming week. It's called Faith in the Water.
Yeah.
And we'll get into that here in just a little bit.
Yes,
but
sir.
It's your turn, brother. What you want to start with?
Well, I had one picked out until you just told the story about your buddy.
Yeah.
So I'll play this one because I wrote this one to remind me that that life is short.
Yeah.
And if this is all I got, I'm glad to be here.
Amen.
So thanks for having me. If I live for the moment, I'll never grow old. 'Cause the past is gone and the future's untold. And it's a fleeting thing to try and hold. But if I live for the moment, I'll never grow old. 'Cause all I got is here and now. If I could lock that in my mind somehow. 'Cause time ain't borrowed, time ain't sold. And if I live for the moment, I'll never grow old. And I can close my eyes and slow the whole world down. But just breathing in and then breathing out. And if you ask me what time it is, I'll say it's right now. I won't curse the lines upon my face if I'm not lost in yesterday. And the mirror quickly loses hope. And if I live for the moment, I'll never grow old. 'Cause I can close my eyes but just breathing in and then breathing out. And if you ask me what time it is, I'll say it's right now. It's right now. It's right now. And on that bright and shiny day, covered in amazing grace, when my name is called upon the roll, if I live for the moment, I'll never grow old. Yeah, if I live for the moment, I'll never grow old. If I live for the moment, I'll never grow old.
It's Kyle Hutton on the Texas Red Dirt Roads radio show. Amen.
Thank you.
There's a lot to do in that moment, though, isn't there, Kyle?
Yes, sir.
We and I were just talking about that, about how, I mean, you get busy with things, and the time just ticks away and the days go, and all of a sudden you think we were just hanging out there at Music Fest in Steamboat Springs, Colorado, and all of a sudden we look up and it's the tail end of October. And where did it all go, man?
Well, I mean, the only thing that if I figured out anything, it's just trying to take a deep breath and realize where you're at right now.
Amen.
And you know, this is a cool joint, man. I'm getting to play songs I made up right now for you guys.
And right here in this
right here
this
in
very
Hall.
legendary
Cool
and historic Segelmann Hall, and it's funny because Brian back there with the Pettit brothers, we were talking earlier about kind of this situation, about how more people just need to just kind of slow down and look away from their smart devices every now and again, and see the life that's out there in front of them and take advantage of it. I thought I'd come up with something pretty cute earlier this year, and I never did use it or try to make it catch on, because I sat there and I thought about it and I go, well, maybe that's just stupid. But I came up with the phrase that life starts 10 inches away from your nose, because most people hold their smartphones about 8 or 9 inches away, and life is really on the other side of that if you'll just put it down for a minute.
I'm getting a little older, so life really is about 10 inches
exactly.
or 12 inches.
For me, it's life is getting a little bit further away. So, but now you can see why I didn't use that, and why we didn't have T-shirts printed with that on it, because it's bad enough I just said it out loud. Thank you, Kyle. Appreciate you, buddy. KyleHutton.com. Longest days, shortest years, current project from Kyle, along with some others we'll talk about this afternoon. But let's dig into a little bit about the history of Segelmann Hall, and let's do it with the folks that have residency here every Wednesday night. And I guess Segelmann Hall is, for all intent and purposes, in the family, because Garrett Pettit, who welcomed in today and who runs Mama's and runs this place now, he's in the family down there with the Pettit brothers, if you would. Welcome Daryl, Lonnie, Brian, and Sean down there on the end. Hello, friends.
Howdy. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you guys. So every Wednesday night here, and is this place just fill up and pack like it should be?
Some nights.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
It's usually pretty good.
I'm glad to hear that, I don't know what it's going to take, but like I said, Brian and I chewed on it for a while earlier today about getting more folks to, not only for Segelmann Hall, to get inside these places and really enjoy a dance and the music that emits from these halls, but all of them, because these are really places that everybody needs to treasure, because these are Texas treasures, and some of them are falling apart, and some folks have done really good work like they've done here at Segelmann Hall to keep them together. I mean, these places have been around for a long time. Is it 1894 for Segelmann? Is that right?
That's correct.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And was it 2008, 2009? They did a little bit of a refurb for this place. Yeah.
Sure did.
It's well, you can't. I mean, you can tell, but you can't tell, because it still looks so genuine and authentic in here. These are the original. The boards on the dance floor, are those the originals?
Yeah, they didn't replace a whole lot of stuff. They just fixed up what was here.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's original
That's the way it
longleaf pine out of the Bastrop Forest of the Lost Pines.
Yeah.
So
It's gorgeous. I've enjoyed watching several folks this afternoon dance and hearing the creaking of that wood, man. It just puts me in a place I wish I could be in forever. I love hearing live music in places like this. So, and the Pettit brothers do it every Wednesday night here at Segelmann Hall, and they're here today to play for us. Thank y'all for being here. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
You bet. Let's play one. Let's hear what this sounds like. I can't wait.
Kick it off. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
It's been 10 long years since I left my home in the holler where I was born. When cold fall night make the woods smoke rise and a fox hunter blows his horn. I fell in love with a girl from the town. She promised that she would be true. I went away to Hallettsville. I worked on a sawmill crew. What have they done to the old home place? Why did they tear it down? And why did I leave my plow in the field and look for a job in the town? Well, the girl ran off with somebody else. The taverns, they all took my pay. And now I stand where the old place stood before they took it away. The geese fly south, the wind blows cold. I stand here, I hang my head. I've lost my love, I've lost my home, and now I wished I was dead. What have they done to the old home place? Why did they tear it down? And why did I leave my plow in the field and look for a job in the town? What have they done to the old home place? Why did they tear it down? And why did I leave my plow in the field and look for a job in the town? And why did I leave my plow in the field and look for a job in the town?
That's the Pettit brothers on the Texas Red Dirt Roads radio show. Fantastic. Golly.
Thank you very much.
I dig the fire out of that. I mean, I could sit here all day, and good news is we got about 2.5 hours left of doing that right there. But every Wednesday night, that's on the showcase. 7 to 9. 7 to 9.
Every Wednesday.
So the late supper show from the Pettit brothers right here at Segelmann Hall. You can find them online, PettitBrothers.com or PettitBros.com. And then, of course, the album that Brian gave me now showing the Pettit brothers. And you can see the full schedule, SegelmannHall.com. But thank y'all all so much for being here today. I look forward to hearing more from you this afternoon. That's Daryl and Lonnie and Brian and Sean down there on the end, the Pettit brothers. Roger Creager, Jamie Lin Wilson, Kyle Hutton sitting up here on this couch. Justin Frizzell hanging out with you here. Segelmann Hall, we'll come back on the other side. We'll get another one from Jamie Lin, Mr. Roger Creager. All brought to you by Colorado High Vodka and Hydro Pros of Texas. You're listening to the Texas Red Dirt Roads radio show. Y'all stick around. Cody Johnson, it's One Ride in Vegas. That comes off Daryl Dodd's project, Long Hard Ride, 20 years, a double D. Where Daryl got a bunch of his buddies together to sing some of his favorite Daryl Dodd hits, and Cody Johnson helped him out on One Ride in Vegas. And Roger, you helped out on She'll Have You Back with Double D, didn't you, on that one?
She'll have you back to drinking in no time.
That was a cool project to be a part of, I'd imagine.
It was awesome, man. And you know, Daryl is so popular.
Yeah.
You know, he's a like an artist, and everybody.
He's real cute.
I mean, everybody loves him. Everybody loves him.
I know.
So you know, I mean, he could have asked us to go help him move, and we'd have done it. All I had to do was sing. So.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's a good project. Run, pick it up, DarylDodd.com. Long, hard ride. 20 years, a double D. Roger Creager on that. And you just heard from Cody Johnson. A bunch of others on there, too. Welcome back to the Texas Red Dirt Roads radio show, brought to you by our friends at Colorado High Vodka and our friends just down the road in Houston, Texas at Energy Ogre. I'm telling you, if you have not looked into Energy Ogre, something you need to do, especially this time of year when you're trying to save some of that extra money for maybe a little holiday cash. Energy Ogre can do that with your electric bill. They'll shop it around every month, make sure that they get you the lowest rate. I was talking to a friend of mine who signed up with Energy Ogre earlier this year, got about a 1,600 square foot house, and her electric bill last month was $38. So that's pretty dang good right there. So find our friends at Energy Ogre. You can find the link to them off of our website, txrdr.com. Justin Frizzell hanging out with you on this side of the radio. Schulenburg, Texas is where we're at. Welcome back to Segelmann Hall, everybody, and say hello to the Pettit brothers, Kyle Hutton, Jamie Lin Wilson, and Roger Creager. Speaking of holiday cash, I think I saw my first Happy Holidays, Merry Christmas tweet this morning from you, Jamie Lynn Wilson.
I said that?
No, but you said you were doing some Christmas shopping.
Oh, yeah, I did do that.
Yeah.
I went to
Are you this far out in front of the game here?
You know, I just found myself at the Wallace American Legion Hall this morning where the Lions Club was hosting their art show.
Yeah.
And all the little old ladies in Wallace and surrounding areas bring out all of their handmade items
Yeah.
and sell them. And it was...
What'd you buy?
I bought a quilt for a friend who's having a baby. I bought a bowl that was made out of mesquite wood.
Okay.
For Aunt Mary and Uncle Kenneth. I only can say that
Well,
because
you know what
I'm
they're getting
fairly
for Christmas,
certain
don't
they
they?
don't have the internet
Oh, okay,
enough
all
to
right.
listen
Yeah.
into this. And I got some little embroidered towels. I got 5 hamburgers
Okay.
for my children to eat while we were there. Yeah, I did do some Christmas shopping. It was great.
Do you get into the spirit as early as possible? Or are you one of those like, nope, it's Halloween, don't forget about Thanksgiving, and then...
What I do is I was proud of myself for remembering that Christmas is going to happen.
Yeah.
When I saw all these things, and I said, you know what, I could do this and not have to think about it later.
Yeah.
Because I'm touring all through December. So and I did it last year too, and
Are
by
y'all
the
doing your
time-
hard candy Christmas?
The hard candy Christmas
nice.
tour, yeah. And by the end of that, I was in Minneapolis like 5 days before Christmas going, I haven't gotten anything.
Right.
Does Amazon Prime still exist right now? Do y'all care if I come home with a whole bunch of toys in the back of this Suburban
Right.
whenever I'm...
As long as it's in a big red bag.
Man, it passed me by. It came up way too quick last year. So this year I'm 2 presents in, three presents in now. So I feel like I can probably forget about it for a while.
Right. Well, as you get in your hurry and you hit the road, let's all take the advice of one Kyle Hutton and take a deep breath every now and again and look around.
Man, I try to. I do that sometimes.
Right. Well, this is what you do, what we all signed up for. Play your songs, hit the road, get out in front of as many people as possible.
Yeah, that is.
And you don't ever have to retire from it either.
Yeah, it's an interesting... I was going to play something else, but now I'll play a new song because you just said that. But it's an interesting thing that we do because I have 3 kids, and so whenever I'm gone, like, it takes a couple days, and then I start having the guilt trip of Mama left, and what is going to happen now, and then it's even kind of worse because it's self-inflicted. Like, it's not like somebody else that's making me
Right.
go. It's me that's going, this is my job, this is what I do, but I could have another job, and I don't.
Y'all always, the female singer-songwriter that has children always gets that put around their neck, and I don't know why that happens and why that seems fair, because there's a lot of dads out there that are on the road too.
Yeah, but it's a personality thing.
Yeah.
Women feel compassion. We just don't have it towards ourselves.
Right.
It's just a thing
I
that
think what she
happens.
just said is that moms have compassion and dads suck. I think is what just came out of your mouth there. And
We just don't give it. We just don't accept it. So
Don't give a what?
freely. We just don't accept the
Oh, okay.
compassion as freely, as we give it.
okay.
But so that equals a lot of guilt, But anyway, I wrote this song. I just finished it like 2 days ago. So let's see. But this is about that.
Jamie Lynn Wilson on the Texas Red Dirt Roads radio show.
Well, I'm headed back from Dallas, 2 days gone and gone to hell. And I can't keep my eyes open, far as I know just as well. I could make it to a truck stop on the highway across the line. If I could make it back to you, then I'll be fine. All this sense that I've been making makes no sense to me at all. And the chances I keep taking up the chances that I'll fall into the hole that I've been digging for myself into the dirt. If I could make it back to you, maybe no one will get hurt. Got a headwind on the highway, 85 past one more town. I ain't seen your face since Friday, just to set my suitcase down. We've been holding it together. We've been waking up alone. I can't tell if all this leaving is worth the being gone. Is worth the being gone. Well, the sunlight in the window through the blinds onto the floor makes me realize I've been in those shadow lines sometime before. One small step out of the dark into the light. One more, babe, and I can make it back all right. Got a headwind on the highway, 85 past one more town. I ain't seen you, babe, since Friday. Long to set my suitcase down. We've been holding it together, but we've been waking up alone. And I can't tell if all this leaving is worth the being gone. Is worth the being gone. Is worth the being gone.
It's Jamie Lynn Wilson on the Texas Red Dirt Roads radio show.
Thank you.
See, now I can't wait to get home. See what you did? See what you did to me? Yeah. I was in London for 10 days without my children, and I was like, you know what? It's pretty nice.
I could stay here.
Not bad. Can we stay like 2 or 3 more days? And then at some point we'd want them to get them over there, but they'd have to bring a bucket of money with them. Believe me. Thank you, Jamie. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Down here on the end is Roger Creager. Roger Creager has not jumped into the children game yet, but some folks have been great aunts and uncles to the entire generation of Texas music children that have been born. And Uncle Roger has been one of those. Although I don't know that...
I'm not entirely sure either.
I'm not really sure that I want to turn my kids over to Uncle Roger for the weekend.
Oh, that's what you meant. Is this thing on? Hey. 1, 2.
It's on, but that's your Sunday voice.
All right. You know, for years I was had a management in Nashville, and I had my booking agency in Nashville, and the record company was in Nashville, and so I was spending about a week, a month, going back, spending up in Nashville, and at some point, it just kind of began to, one thing at a time. First we got our management. I got, my manager basically moved from Nashville to Texas. And then we moved our booking agency from a Nashville one to an Austin-based one. And then, the record deal, well, then I just started doing independent stuff.
Yeah.
And so I was going to Nashville to write songs. And I've got a lot of friends in Nashville that are terrific songwriters, and I'm flying in, and I'm hopping on a Southwest jet, and I'm going up, and I'm paying $600 round trip, and then I rent a car for another $300, and I get hotel rooms, and then pay for food, and it's $1,200, and I go up and spend a week or so up there writing songs, and it's all 100% tax deductible.
Right.
And then I talked to Ray Johnston, and he says, "Hey man," he says, "I've got a group of songwriters, and we're going to go down to Cabo. We're going to stay at this billionaire friend of ours' house, and all you got to do is buy your ticket." And now Southwest flies into Cabo for like $300 round trip. And so I had to pay for food, and apparently you drink more in Cabo than you do in Nashville.
I've seen that happen.
Yeah, the Cabo Wabo, I think, is actually it's not a dance move, but it's something that you do when you're walking home, I think. And so we went down and we started writing down there, and then me and Django Walker hooked up, and we went down to his dad, Jerry Jeff Walker's his house.
Right.
Is his dad, and they got a house in Belize. We went down there, and we've been in New Orleans, and I quit going to Nashville to write songs. And now I call my buddies, and we go somewhere exotic and cool. And me, Ray Johnston, Matt Boggs, and Paul Overstreet, we wrote this song in Cabo. It's new. Ray recorded it, and it is my 100% tax deductible song, if you'd like to. I was alone, without a plan. I was gonna set the world on fire as a solitary man. Didn't know something was missing till you came along. It was like sitting alone in the dark when the lights came on. Beautiful you, beautiful girl, beautiful life with you in this beautiful world. Beautiful dreams now coming true, and it's all because of beautiful, beautiful you. Just imitation, that's all it was. I was chasing shiny things and sometimes calling it love. But I didn't know It was the gold of fools. And I traded rhinestones for diamonds when I found you. Beautiful you, beautiful girl, beautiful life with you, this beautiful world. Beautiful dreams, hey, are now coming true. And it's all because of beautiful, beautiful you. It's so overrated being isolated. Oh, but 50 years from now, I'll still feel the same about beautiful you, beautiful girl, beautiful life with you in this beautiful world. Beautiful dreams, they are now coming true. And it's all because of beautiful. Yeah, it's all because of beautiful. It's all because of beautiful, beautiful you.
It's Roger Creager.
A love song.
Help from Ray Johnston, of course, the Ray Johnston Band, and Matt Boggs of Prophets and Outlaws, and Paul Overstreet. And if you don't know who Paul Overstreet is, I'm sorry.
6-time CMA Songwriter of the Year.
You might want to go look that up if that's the first time you've heard that name. And, of course, Roger Creager down here on the end. Thank you, buddy. Appreciate it, man. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to start hour number 2. We've already got one underneath our belt, and I'm excited for the rest of it because we get to hear more from the Pettit brothers sitting down there on the end. Mr. Kyle Hutton, he'll play for us when we come back. More from Jamie Lin Wilson and Roger Creager. We are at the historic dance hall here in Schulenburg, Texas, called Segelmann Hall, brought to you by Colorado High Vodka. You're listening to the Texas Red Dirt Roads radio show. Stick around. Turnpike Troubadours. Welcome back to the Texas Red Dirt Roads radio show. That is called The House Fire. You'll find that on their brand new album, A Long Way From Your Heart, out about 2 weeks ago. And I think right now currently sitting still in the top 10 in the iTunes chart. So that's great if you're running to get your brand new Texas and Red Dirt music that way while you digitally download it. Of course, we always like to recommend that you hop onto their websites and click on tour or shows and find out where any odd number of these Texas singer-songwriters and Red Dirt singer-songwriters are going to be, and go inside to see that show, buy those drinks, buy that merch, and help these boys and girls get up and down the highway and keep gas in that bus or that van. Support live Texas and Red Dirt music. TurnpikeTroubadours.com for that information. And, of course, we can get some more information from these folks up here that are doing that today, and I could not be more grateful that they decided to spend a little time with us today here on the Texas Red Dirt Roads radio show as we come to you from Segelmann Hall in Schulenburg, Texas. Please make welcome back Roger Creager, Jamie Lin Wilson, Kyle Hutton, and the Pettit brothers, everybody. Thank y'all for being here today, too. That's cool, man. I tell you what, we headquarter out of Fort Worth, Texas, and when we take this thing on the road, although we've got a number of affiliates around the state, you never know what it's going to be like when you show up someplace where you're not used to being and they're not used to seeing you. But the fact that y'all are here today, we very much appreciate that. So thank you for coming out. And again, thanks to Garrett and his crew for opening up the doors of Segelmann Hall today so we can come in here and do a little radio and shine a light on this legendary and very historic place. Pettit brothers down there on the end, welcome them back. That's Daryl and Lonnie and Brian and Sean down there. So what's your favorite thing about this particular hall, Daryl? What is it about this hall? Is it just home?
Oh, well, they give us cheeseburgers when we play. That's
Man,
the best part.
See, I like it. You don't pull any punches. I mean, straight to the truth, right?
Right. That's on Wednesday night. That's why we get a cheeseburger.
Right. It's not who may have played here before you, who also has stood on this stage, who may have danced.
They
it's the
probably
cheeseburgers.
didn't get a cheeseburger.
No, they didn't. Back then.
But we did. We get them.
It's some of the best French fries you've ever had.
French fries, all right.
The food is good, really, and it's the best pizza in town.
Is it really? Pizza.
Pizza, really good.
Yeah, you wouldn't think a Germantown would be known for pizza, but okay.
My mom taught GW how to cook pizzas.
Yeah.
And he's really good at it. He's really good at it.
Right. You know, and I want to go to a place that offers up the best fried bologna you've ever had. That is a childhood memory that I miss, is fried. You look at me like I'm crazy, Roger. Have you ever had the fried bologna?
I've been to Oklahoma.
John, we have to get you some fried bologna. Yep. Well, we're glad to be here, man. This place is beautiful. It's gorgeous. Is it open 7 days a week or 6 days a week or 5 or?
No, just
Wednesday through Saturday?
Wednesday through Saturday and Sunday lunchtime.
Yeah, they do lunch up till about 2:30. I think noon to about 11:30 to 2:30. I think is, and we were the first in the door today. Believe me, and it was good. So appreciate the folks at Segelmann Hall having us. What you guys want to play this time around, Mr. Darrell?
We're gonna play Driving Nails.
All right.
Let's go.
Yeah, Driving Nails. Yeah, get ready, Lonnie. This is you. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
You turn me down, you don't want me. There's nothing more for me to lose. So I started out drinking for pastime and worrying, darling, over you. Now I'm driving nails in my coffin. Every time I drink a bottle of booze, I'm just driving nails in my coffin, driving nails in my coffin over you. Ever since the day that we parted, my life's been so sad and so blue. So I started out drinking for pastime and worrying, darling, over you. Now I'm driving nails in my coffin. Every time I drink a bottle of booze, I'm just driving nails in my coffin, driving nails in my coffin over you.
Brothers on the Texas Red Dirt Roads radio show.
Thank you. Thank you.
Making it come alive down there. Thank you, man. Appreciate that. I love the way that y'all are just down there just chilling out. And when it's time, I mean, just it's go time, man. Y'all just get down there and get relaxed. And Lonnie's about ready to take a nap down there, and then all of a sudden it's time to play, and he's sitting straight up and, man, just digging full in. Find them online, PettitBrothers.com. Pick up a copy of that record. Sitting right here in front of me now showing the Pettit Brothers. Looks like this right here. I'll hold it real close to the microphone. You turn your volume all the way up, you can see it. But you can also find it online now showing the Pettit Brothers here at Segelmann Hall. Thank you, gentlemen. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Mr. Kyle, what you got, brother?
Well,
Funny you should ask.
funny you should ask. My wife is here with me today. We made a date day.
All right.
Of Segelmann Hall here today. Got rid of all the kids, and so we're here. And normally, when I play this when she's not here, and she's at home, probably cursing me because she's putting kids to bed.
Right.
While I'm fondly remembering her playing music to nice people like the ones that are here. So I always say, if you're going to marry up like I did, you better write at least a few good songs that you sing while you're gone. Mm-hmm. So this is one that I put on the offering of trying to stay married right here. It's called Lucky Moon. I wish I may, I wish I might catch the next flight home. 1,000,000 stars up in the sky, and I sit here alone while the man in the moon is laughing down at me because he gets to see what's meant for me. Lucky moon, lucky stars that shine on you tonight. While I'm away, they keep you and bathe your body in their light. Look at me, you still love me when I get home to you. Look at me, lucky stars, lucky moon. The moon, he knows exactly where you are. When I can't find my cell phone in this rental car to call and reach across these lonely miles, but just to hear you breathe while you close your eyes. Lucky moon, lucky stars that shine on you tonight. While I'm away, they keep you, bathe your body in their light. Lucky me, you still love me when I get home to you. Lucky me, lucky stars, lucky me. Lucky moon, lucky stars that shine on you tonight. While I'm away, they keep you, bathe your body in their light. Look at me, you still love me when I get home to you. Lucky me, lucky stars, lucky moon. If you still love me when I get home to you. Lucky me, lucky stars, lucky moon.
Kyle Hutton on the Texas Red Dirt Roads radio show
Thank you very much.
with his Get Out of Jail Free song right there.
That's exactly what it is.
That beats up.
But it doesn't always work because she's heard it so many times.
No, it probably works better than a bouquet of
works.
Kroger roses and a teddy bear stuffed inside of a coffee mug, I'm telling you.
Justin knows
Does
from
it?
experience.
She just shook her head. Yes.
So, okay, see, there you go.
There you go.
That's the ace in the hole that you guys and girls have that old radio guys don't right here.
Well, okay. Okay.
It's because we need them.
Right, because you need
Need
it.
them more.
Right, certainly. Certainly. Kyle also has a fantastic radio program called Real Life and Real Music that you do throughout the year, on and off again. I think you do seasons, don't you? Versus
Yeah, we do about 24 tapings a year, and then, we go off-site, once or twice a year. We go to Steamboat with
Yep.
you guys. And, yeah, that kind of started out. It's just an extension of being a fan of music. I mean, that's what made me pick up the pen for the first time and try to write a song, was being a fan. And
Right.
Real Life Real Music is just getting to sit down next to my favorite artists and ask them all the questions I want to ask them about the music they write.
There you go.
Yeah.
So find that online as well, and it's all links off Kyle's website, KyleHutton.com, Real Life, Real Music, and look forward to. Sounds like we're going to do that again this year at Music Fest 2018, Steamboat Springs.
It sounds like it. I can't wait to kind of hear what's going on. We've added some really cool stuff we're going to be doing with Bruce Robeson and his
Yep.
little series that he does, and I can't wait to figure out how we're going to dovetail some stuff together.
It'll be fun.
Yeah,
6
it'll be
days
good.
on that big mountain, themusicfest.com. It's sold out, as it always is. I mean, it sells out the day everything goes on sale, but they do have a waiting list in case somebody has to back out or a credit card doesn't run through. Then you want to be on that waiting list to get to go with us January 4th through the 9th, Steamboat Springs, Colorado for Music Fest 2018. Thanks to John and his crew for always being so nice and having us up there and helping cover some of that. It's always fun. Jamie Lin Wilson and Roger Creager when we come back, y'all, and more from the Pettit brothers and Kyle Hutton as well. Segelmann Hall, Schulenburg, Texas is where we're at. Brought to you by our friends at Colorado High Vodka and the Fenolio Boot Company. You're listening to the Texas Red Dirt Roads radio show. Y'all stick around. Jenkins, that's his latest. That's called Be the Revival. Welcome back to the Texas Red Dirt Roads radio show down in Schulenburg, Texas today, visiting with our friends here at Segelmann Hall as we continue on. Or actually, we finish out today our 2017 Fall Big Balls and Dance Halls tour. Thank you to all the folks that have hosted us over the past 2 months and had the opportunity to come down and visit some of these very historic halls. And, man, these places are legendary, and some of them are still in great shape. And I think, from what I understand, there's a lot of them that don't get a whole lot of business anymore like they deserve to have. This is certainly not one of those places because the Pettit brothers fill it up every Wednesday night. But on the whole, I mean, these are places where the music is real. Not that it's not in some big club or some festival stage, but when you get inside places like this and you can see the music and you can feel the music, and then alongside that you can see the history and feel the history of really where it all started so many years ago, 1894 for Segelmann Hall. It just puts you in a kind of different place and a different mood and gives you a real appreciation for all of these things these types of halls represent. Deb Fleming from the Texas Dancehall Preservation Society is going to join us here shortly and give us more history on Segelmann Hall and how you can help out from wherever you're at, continue to make sure that these halls still stand or can be refurbished and dedicated and stand here for a long time for future generations, like some of those that are here today. Seen some kiddos running around and enjoying Segelmann Hall today, and we certainly are too. So thank you again to Garrett and his crew here at Segelmann Hall for having us down today. And of course, thanks as always to our friends at Colorado High Vodka and Say Anything Designs. Just this past week, we released our brand new Texas Red Dirt Roads camouflaged hat, which I'm proud to say all the folks up here now own one, and just a little token of appreciation for being here today. So let's say thanks again, if you would, to the Pettit brothers, Kyle Hutton, Jamie Lin Wilson, and Roger Creager, everybody. Another thing we usually do, but we're not able to do it today, is live stream these shows on the Texas Red Dirt Roads Facebook page. So if you can't be here, at least you can be here through the miracle of social networking. And today we had it strong enough for a radio signal, but not necessarily strong enough for an internet signal, so to speak. So my boy Houston Hall, who's with us every week, and is in the audio-video department of the Texas Red Dirt Roads crew. I say that because it makes it sound like really cool and big. He's in the audio-video department of Texas. Yes, exactly. He is recording today's show, and what we'll do on the way home tonight is we'll get that uploaded to the Texas Red Dirt Roads YouTube page, and you'll be able to watch it tonight as you're listening along with the day. So either way, however you do it, thank you for supporting Texas and Red Dirt music. Jamie Lynn Wilson.
Yes, sir.
Welcome back to the radio program.
Thank you.
So, you played with Bruce and Kelly last night.
I did, yeah.
And then you got your, let's talk about, as we get into the holiday season, this Hard Candy Christmas tour. That just started, was it last year?
Last year, yeah.
What's that all about?
Oh, we just, Courtney Patton, Sonny Sweeney, Brennan Lee, and we just decided to get together and play some shows, you know, kind of in a downtime. Like, not a whole lot of stuff goes on in December in the music world. But we thought it'd be fun to during some off moments, get together and play some shows together.
Right.
And then it kind of snowballed, no pun intended.
Certainly.
Into this thing that, people, we thought maybe we'd do 2 or 3.
Right.
And then kind of more people bit than we expected, and it turned into like 12 shows or something last year. And we're doing the same number of shows this year, spreading them out a little bit more, but doing some more Texas things, and then going up to the Midwest and doing Chicago and Minneapolis. And
is it just going to remain you 3, or have you sent out some more invitations, or?
Well, we were gonna originally, this year we just said, well, let's see how many of us could do all of the dates. Yeah. And then if any of us can't do them, then we'll bring in
see if we can find
some
somebody
subs,
that can,
and it turned out we could all do them. So
that's great.
Yeah.
Perfect. Worked out good.
Yeah, it's a great time. It's. I mean, honestly, by the end of the tour, it just turns into a bunch of inside jokes and alienating the crowd. But it's still funny. Like, they see that something's funny, so everybody laughs along.
Right. I don't know what we're laughing at, but boy, they're having a hell of a good time up there, aren't they?
They're having a great time, and they think it's really funny, so we should laugh too.
It's all part of entertaining the crowd. It's all part of the package.
Yeah.
That's great. All right, JamieLynWilson.com, and I'm sure some of those tour dates may already be listed. I think I saw one as I was looking over.
Yeah, they're all
this
up
past
there.
week.
I think that we're going to end up doing a Fort Worth Live.
Good.
It's the first Sunday in December. Is that
I think that's the one I saw, as a matter of
Yeah.
fact. That's probably why it stuck in my head.
Yeah, I think that's what we're doing up there in that neck of the woods. But I think I'm gonna do this song that I wrote about Oklahoma.
And fried bologna.
Yeah, bringing it back around, you know.
Yeah, that's how we do it.
But this is a song that I wrote with Evan Felker from the Turnpike Troubadours about two people making maybe some questionable decisions underneath the meteor shower in Oklahoma. Pretty specific,
Right.
but it made their record.
Paint the picture, right?
And Turnpike cut it, so it just came out on the Turnpike Troubadours record last week or the week before. But anyway, this song's called Oklahoma Stars. Well, the night goes on forever when you try and make it last. We were passing time together just by laying in the grass. And we stared into the heavens and we saw the worlds collide. We were lying still and watching. They were flying through the sky. The stars in Oklahoma. Never seen a night so cool and clear. Shooting stars in Oklahoma. Burn so bright, then disappear. Well, the moonlight has a way of throwing shadows on the night. Would have been ashamed to waste the only space we had to hide. Then the morning glow grew brighter, shining light upon our faces. We faded with the dawn and went our separate ways like the stars in Oklahoma. Never seen a night so cool and clear. Shooting stars in Oklahoma. Burn so bright, then disappear. Oh, the stars in Oklahoma on the banks in late September. Yeah, they lead you through the darkness on a night you won't remember. Is everyone that easy? Do they all just play the fool? Are we all just out here looking for a way to break the rules? Oh. Well, it would take a fool to say it like a photograph of grace. But fools need supervision or a gift for saving face. Yeah, we got it on a handshake. We bought it for a song just to chase a simple feeling of doing something wrong. Need the stars in Oklahoma. Never seen a night so cool and clear. Shooting stars in Oklahoma. Burn so bright, then disappear. Yeah, we burned so bright, then disappeared.
Jamie Lin Wilson on the Texas Red Dirt Roads radio show.
Thank you.
Find that on that brand new Turnpike record, Long Way From Your Heart. Sure, that's fun right there.
Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, Evan and I write a lot together, so it's fun whenever something lands.
Right. Did you have a fight over that one? Like, no, I'm going to put that on my record.
Man,
How often does that happen?
that one I actually cut. Like, I went in and cut it after we finished it, and then he was like, "Hey, we're going in the studio. We just cut that song. You want to come sing on it?"
Right.
Yes. Yes, I do.
Matter of fact, I figured out all the parts.
And I actually never told him that we cut it, so I doubt he's listening. But But I do have that recorded already.
Right.
And then it's like, all right, I guess.
I mean, there's nothing. Is there
You know,
anything
but
that say
they're-
that you
and it-
can't put it on a future record?
But it's interesting because their recording of it is pretty much the exact opposite of mine.
Really?
Like, number one, I'm a girl, but it has a different. They do like it's a real. It's you
They
know.
move it up a little bit,
Yeah, they
yeah.
move it up a little bit. They build it on the bridge where I fall out. Like, it's just it's pretty cool. They're opposites. You digging in my tackle box there, Creager?
I'm trying to find a topwater lure here. It looks like a good fishing line.
What you doing over there? But yeah, it's
No.
pretty cool. I get to, he's like my brother. He's like my little brother. So I get to sing on their records, and we write together a lot. And I go and sing at their shows.
That's
and
fun.
Stuff. It's fun. It's
I've
fun
always
watching
enjoyed
those
that
guys.
piece of the Texas and red dirt music scene of what a big family
It's
that
all
this
a
is.
big family, and I love it so much. And I've seen that. I made friends with Evan whenever they were just starting out in a van, and then all of a sudden they blew up, and it's just so fun to see.
I remember the
good
day that-
guys make it.
I can't remember what year it was, but it had to be 2008-ish, because I was still with the previous administration, so to speak, and I was at one of their festivals, and somebody from one of the bands that night came up and handed me the Turnpike record and said, "Hey man, y'all check these guys out."
Yeah.
And my reaction has always been, "Okay."
Yeah.
And so you never know.
Yeah,
but,
in my car right now is a merchandise bin that has all my T-shirts in it and stuff. And Trisha's played a festival with them in 2011. They were still in a van, and they had on the day that they outgrew their merch bin.
Yeah.
Like their little toolbox sized, merch bin, and they were getting rid of it. And I was like, "Can we have it?" Yeah, so now I still use it. I'm like, "Hey, Ev, look, I still have your merch bin from."
And one day it'll be in glass at a Hard Rock Cafe somewhere in Las Vegas. Here it is, the original Turnpike merch case, donated by Jamie Lin Wilson.
With Core Blund stickers all over it.
Right.
Sold, yeah.
Roger Creager is down here on the end. Y'all say hello to him one more time, Segelmann Hall.
Hey.
Now, you got a bunch of folks together to sing on this next song, man.
Yeah, I was hoping we were going to talk about this.
Yeah, well, I would certainly want to talk about this because it's really one of the biggest reasons that you're here today is that this thing's, it really goes worldwide, we all hope, this week.
Well, the song is releasing Friday, November the 3rd. It's coming Friday. And all of the money that we are going to raise with the song, we're going to give it to rebuild after Hurricane Harvey efforts.
Right.
And in fact, Kyle and I wrote the song. And once we'd written it, we thought, man, this needs to have a gospel feel, and we need to get. I think we were thinking in our heads kind of a Texas version of "We Are the World."
Right.
If you remember
what
that.
it is.
That's kind of what it is, isn't it?
Yeah.
And Jamie Lynch, she sang on it too. But I've talked about this song quite a lot, and it's a little bit hard to get into because you kind of have to put yourself back in the place. But Kyle, will you say a little bit about this?
Yeah, Roger and I both live down in the northwest Houston area, and while there were places along the coast that got totally just decimated by the storm, there were places around us that had never experienced water before. That we ended up going in, and you're pulling out insulation out of walls that have never seen water before, that had 4, 5, 6 feet of water in their houses.
Yeah.
Like this had never happened before. And so it was maybe a week after the storm, I just shot Roger a text and said, "Hey man, are you dry?" And we kind of started swapping texts back and forth, realizing how blessed we'd both been that we had gotten water in our homes. And then all of a sudden, those texts started just turning into lines of some thoughts for a song, and we got together. And within 6 days of completing that song, we're over in Ray Benson and Willie Nelson's studio, completely donated.
with A-list Texas players and about 30 of what I would consider the A-list singer-songwriters in the Texas red dirt scene.
Sure.
Coming in and saying, man, we can't necessarily come down there with a crowbar and a hammer, but we can come in here and sing, and let's figure out what we can do to raise some money to help some people.
Certainly. I know that when we started this tour this fall, that one of our first stops was the Reckless Kelly Softball Jam, and all the money raised from that this year, or at least a good part of it, went to Hurricane Harvey relief and rebuildtexas.org. And then we moved to Snyder Hall, which is probably what would you say, maybe 30 minutes east of here in Columbus, Texas, the way it is from Schulenburg. And I know they experienced a lot of flood damage there. How was it here in Schulenburg? Did you guys see a lot of the water damage, or you make it out okay here?
LaGrange got quite a bit.
Right. So, and then, of course, Roger was kind enough to donate his time this year to picking for preemies, and then couldn't make it because he literally couldn't make it because of all the water that was there on your property. So it's been a mess for a long time, unfortunately, and the headline has changed several times since Hurricane Harvey, and things like that kind of, I don't want to say they get put on the back burner, but as the headline changes, so does the focus of the entire world. But there's still a lot of work to be done to rebuild not only your areas, but from here south all the way to the coast. There's still so much damage and so much rebuilding to do. So an opportunity like this for this to kind of relaunch those efforts. Not that they haven't been always going on, but this will certainly put it back in the forefront of the mind of the Texas Red Dirt music fan.
Well, that's our hope, because when you experience a loss or something like that, people show up with casseroles for the first couple of weeks.
Sure, yeah.
And then everybody gets back to life, because that's just how it is. Everybody's living their own lives. But the truth of the matter is, with a flood, and when I was about 8 years old, somebody picked me up in a john boat in my front yard when we lived down in Friendswood, Texas. And I watched our neighborhood go through, the old lady across the street. It was 8 months before she was able to live in her house again. And that's what's going on all over South Texas right now. And while it may not be, the first story on the news anymore, it's those people's everyday existence of trying to
Their headline hadn't changed.
Yeah, their headline hadn't changed. So, the hope is that with this song, whether you download it from iTunes or if you stream your music, which is, we streamed Randy Travis' greatest hits all the way here to Schulenburg today, just on Apple Music. So, man, we just hope that folks will take the social media prompts or hear it on your show and go to faithinthewater.org and just donate $1 or $2 or $5 or $10 or whatever. Because if everybody that loves this music, if a small percentage of those people that are fans of the folks that sang on this record make a donation, then we can make a significant contribution as a community, and I think that's what this has been. The artists have stepped up and said, man, we want to help. And then now we just want the fans to do the same thing.
Well, I know that in the world of radio, records come and go, and artists will tell you, okay, I'm done with that record, let's move on to the next. But my plan with the Texas Red Dirt Roadshow is to play Faith in the Water every single week and to remind folks how to go out and help by downloading Faith in the Water or doing something through faithinthewater.org or rebuildtexas.org. And I will play this song, so just get ready for it, every week on this program until one of you calls me and said, okay, we've finally raised all the money. You can stop playing it. But that's a promise from me to you that we're going to do that. Continue to remind folks. And I want you to hear these folks are going to play it for you today, but I want you to hear just a little clip of it that Kyle and Roger forwarded me just a couple of hours ago, and we've already got it in the jukebox, so it's ready to fire off at any time. But here's a clip of what the full song sounds like, Faith in the Water. Yeah. not only is the message powerful, but the song is just really good on the whole, man. So my question is, who played the part of Kenny Rogers? Who did Diana Ross? Who was Kenny Loggins? You know, who got to play Michael Jackson in this Texas Music We Are the World?
I'll tell you, Cody Johnson was Ray Charles. For
Was
sure.
it really?
Oh, yeah.
I'm just going to claim that I was Bruce Springsteen.
Right? Right. Have y'all seen the meme going around of the way I feel right now is Bob Dylan during We Are the
I
World?
laughed so hard at that. I've watched that at least 5 times a day for like a week, where he's just like
Right.
staring. I was going, I don't know.
Yeah, it's like somebody told him he was going to be the only one there, and he's just now realizing that there's 50 other people in that room with him.
Rock stars did a lot of drugs in the 80s.
Did they? Did they? I was a child. They were all my heroes. I didn't believe in
word
any
on
of
the
that.
street.
Right,
I
yeah.
don't
Uh-huh.
Hey, Roger, real quick, one of the things Roger told me just this week, man, that was so moving was your story about Billy Bob's. Because the thing is, this is nothing new. People have been thinking about this, and Texans have been out there helping Texans. And I don't know, it was real inspiring.
Well, okay, so the interesting thing about this storm, particularly for those in Houston, is that most of the people, and I mean like 90% of them, the roads were flooded and they couldn't leave their neighborhoods or their homes. And mine, I don't live in a neighborhood, but the road coming in and the road going out, both of them were flooded. I was stuck. Mm-hmm. But I never lost power. So I was able to watch CNN and NBC. I mean, I could watch the rescue attempts and everything going on right on television, and I was overwhelmed with the response that I was watching real time from my bedroom, 6 miles down the road,
Right.
or down the street, or across town, and the response from other Texans is really what just kind of spun my head around. And it wasn't just other Texans either. I mean, it was people coming in from Oklahoma and Kansas and Utah and Pennsylvania. Mm-hmm. And they had a whole bunch of just awesome rednecks move in east with their little boats.
Right, the Cajun Navy.
The Cajun Navy,
right.
baby, yes. Yeah. And they were out literally saving lives. And we, with the song, we wanted to shine a light on that as well. And I played Billy Bob's here a couple of weeks ago. And I wanted to talk about it, and I played the song. And people just began coming up. I didn't ask them to. I said, there will come a time when the song comes out, you can click and you can donate. And people just started coming up and handing money. And one guy was a fireman in Fort Worth who volunteered to go to Houston for 4 days without any sleep as he was helping people. And the very first donations that we've got for this cause period came a couple of weeks ago from the people of Fort Worth, Texas.
That's awesome, man.
And then we raised about $500 right there on that stage without anybody even asking them to. They just came
People
up.
just walking up and putting dollars on the stage.
Yeah. Somebody put a couple $100 down. Somebody put a 20. Somebody, it was. It's a little bit inspiring, a little bit humbling, and a little bit put a lump in your throat.
Did you find a 6th, 7th, 8th, and 9th verse of that song that night while all that was going on?
In my heart,
Just keep it going, boys. They're writing checks now. So.
I went to Minnesota the next weekend on Labor Day weekend. I went to Minnesota to play some gigs, and no kidding, both shows that I played, 2 different people just handed me $200
Yeah.
and said, "Take this to Texas and give it to whoever needs it. Find somebody who needs this." And so there's some ladies that run the school that my daughter goes to, and they've been going to Rockport and they've been getting laundry and bringing it back to Hondo, and everybody in Hondo washes these clothes, and then 2 days later they take it back down there.
Wow.
So they have this laundry chain going, and I gave it to them, and they bought 70 air mattresses and sent it to kids that were sleeping on floors or whatever. But everybody's got those. That came from people in Minneapolis that went, "Here, take this to Texas. We don't know who to give it to."
Right.
And I was like, "Okay, I'll do it." And you got responsibility.
Well, if I could dot the I and cross the T before you guys play the song, a very similar story from a group of folks who really had no real reason to want to help. Is that when we were in London 2 weeks ago, we did a Hurricane Harvey relief show over there.
Right.
And, of course, they were very aware of it. They have the TV over there. Right. They talk funny, but they have the TV.
Telly. It's the telly.
The telly, yeah, exactly. And they don't call it the restroom either. They'll just come out and say it. Here's the toilet, which is weird. But like right here in Segelmann, felt like I was back in London. But anyway, we did that. And folks from the UK, because we had folks coming in from Germany and just all over in the UK. Some folks came in from Ireland. And they donated like $400 that night. Said, here, just take this home to Texas with you. We just love you from over here. We love your music, so let's help. So it's been a great effort, and like we started this conversation, it's going to go on for a while. So here's a new way for all of us to kind of gather up arm in arm again and give back and continue to help rebuild Texas, rebuildtexas.org and faithinthewater.org. Let's hear this, Roger.
Okay, yeah. What key are you in?
Whatever you're in.
Okay, all right. Well, this will be interesting. We've never done this before. The three of us all
I'll
sang
let you
on the
play,
record.
I'll sing.
Should we mention some of the guys that are on the song?
Yeah,
absolutely. Who helped?
Let's see. Okay, Josh Abbott, Jack Ingram, Ray Wiley Hubbard,
Ray Wiley
Wade
Hubbard,
Bowen, Kevin Fowler.
All the Bronx.
You know, I've got it right here in front of me. You want me to read it?
Yeah, please
I've got
do.
it right here in front of me. This is from the website of the press release that went out. Josh Abbott, Bree Bagwell, Ray Benson, Jason Boland, Wade Bowen, Roger Creager, Daryl Dodd, Kevin Fowler, Susan Gibson, Pat Green, Josh Grider, Christy Grider, Matt Hillier, Ray Riley Hubbard, Kyle Hutton, Jack Ingram, Cody Johnson, Mickey and Gary Braun of Mickey and the Motor Cars, Mike Harmeyer of Mike and the Moon Pies, Corey Morrow, Kyle Park, Dave Perez, Willie and Kelly Braun of Reckless Kelly, Heather and Max Stalling, Larry Joe Taylor, Cole Wetzel, and Jamie Lynn Wilson.
Come on.
Yeah, you were right. That's an A list right there, boys and girls. All right, put it all together, and it sounds somewhat like this, but you'll have the full song this Friday coming November 3rd. Here's Faith in the Water on the Texas Red Dirt Roads radio show.
She was softly praying as the storm was bearing down. Now everything's in ruins and scattered on the ground. And she cries, I don't even know how I'll get through today. But deep down she has something that rain can't wash away. When there's faith in the water, love in these streets, and worry on the faces of the people I meet. There's a resurrection coming for the world to see. There is faith in the water, love in these streets.
And he said, I can't walk on water, but I can drive my boat and reach out to a stranger who's trying to stay afloat. Hey, and I drove down from Fort Worth when I saw it on the news. There's some things you have to think about, and some things you just do. When there's faith in the water and love on these streets and hope on the faces of the people I meet, there's a resurrection coming for the world to see. There's faith in the water and love in these streets.
We've been battered by the wind, baptized in the flood. Ah, but there are angels down here in the sweat and in the blood. There is faith in the water, love in these streets. Hallelujah chorus singing over me. There is faith in the water, love in these streets. Hope on the faces of the people I meet. There's a resurrection coming, I believe. Faith in the water, love in these streets.
It's Roger Creager, Jamie Lynn Wilson, Kyle Hutton, and a whole list of others. It's a new song. It's called Faith in the Water. Be available for download this coming Friday, November 3rd, faithinthewater.org. And all 100% of whatever is gathered from this song will go to rebuildtexas.org.
100%. We had an amazing, unforeseen contribution to the Real Life Row Music Foundation.
Great.
Specifically for flood relief, and we spent it on this song. So
That's great.
everything we do on this song, going straight to the folks that need it.
I love it. Thank you. Appreciate that.
Thank you.
You bet. All right, we'll take a quick break. We'll come back on the other side. Pettit Brothers are going to play next for everybody, and more from Kyle Hutton, Jamie Lin Wilson, and Roger Creager from Segelmann Hall in Schulenburg, Texas. Brought to you by Colorado High Vodka. You're listening to the Texas Red Dirt Roads radio show. Stick around. JamieRichards.com. Welcome back to Segelmann Hall here in Schulenburg, Texas, all part of the Texas Red Dirt Roads Fall Big Balls and Dance Halls Tour. Thanks to everybody that's had us, and thanks to Garrett and his crew here at Segelmann Hall for having us out this afternoon. We started this project because, in the fall season, we figured, hey, it'd be cool to get out on the road. What do we want to do? And then I was reading an article, I believe it may have been in Texas Monthly, about the top 10 dance halls in Texas. And so I thought to myself, let's go do that. Let's go visit some dance halls, take this show on the road more than we already do, and feature some of these dance halls and see if we can't get some of our friends to come in and play some music while we're here to talk about them. And so I got on the phone with Brendan Anthony, who is the director of the Texas Music Office under the direction of Governor Greg Abbott down in Austin. And Brendan said, well, here's who you need to call. You need to call Deb Fleming. She's in charge of the whole deal. Texas Dancehall Preservation Society. And so next phone call was to Deb, and she gave me the better idea of saying, instead of going to those top 10, let's go see if we can't find a handful of them that need and deserve just as much love as those top 10. And so I said, that's great, let's do it. And so that's what we've done, and it brought us right here today, and I could not be more excited and grateful for the opportunity to be here at Segelmann Hall. So again, thank you to Garrett and his crew for having us here today, and thanks to Deb Fleming, who's sitting right here on this Texas Red Dirt Roads couch, for putting us on this idea. Hello, Deb.
Hello.
It's good to see you again.
I'm glad I finally made it.
I'm glad you made it too, because I mean, this is what you do, and you have been running, because apparently there's a handful of Texas dance hall tours going on.
We're on a dance hall tour with Ray Benson this week, and this is the fourth night, and I just was at Belleville earlier, came down here to do this, and going back to Belleville for the last night for Asleep at the Wheel to play at Belleville Turnverein.
Right.
And I wish I'd been here earlier, because I know I missed a lot of great music and a lot of great stories. But I saw Jamie Lynn last night at Cat Spring Hall.
Right. Well, you just heard us talking about you caught the Faith in the Water conversation.
I did.
And we just we posted that entire conversation, the performance, and all the links that you'll need to get ready to download Faith in the Water this coming Friday, November 3rd. It's up on the Texas Red Dirt Roads Facebook page right now, so we invite you to go see that. More importantly, share that, and let's start building on that message right now. But
we will do that for
what
sure.
a great hall this is, Segelmann Hall. It's absolutely gorgeous.
Well, you know, this hall was actually dormant for about 60 years, and a young man from Houston, Dana Harper, owned the building, and he has family lineage here, and he's an artist, and his wife's from Prague, and he wanted to do something with this building, and so we kind of got involved with him back in 2006, 2007, before TDHP even existed, and this upstairs was pretty much just an open, there was an old bathtub over there when I first saw it, but it was pristine. It long leaf pine floors, and the downstairs was a Western Auto store at one point, but he put about $1 million plus into this building to take it back. He had craftsmen come in, he had old photographs of the bar, he had people come in and rebuild the bar just as a replica of what it existed. There was a saloon downstairs. It was called Two Brothers Saloon. But it's a fabulous place. So this is pretty much what it was like. This was like chicken wire over here, you know, because they had the chicken wire thing for people to come that didn't pay. So you couldn't dance if you didn't pay, but you could listen to music.
Darn right.
But they redid all this, but the rest of the hall is pretty much just like it was. But no, we're all about preservation of these historic halls and keeping music and the culture and the communities alive, because Texas music wouldn't be what it is today if it wasn't for these places.
Amen.
These are the birthplaces of Texas music. It's morphed, it's changed, but it still has those roots, those deep, deep roots. And these halls are kind of the birthplace of that, I think. And so many of them are struggling. There's so many that don't exist. At one time, there's 1,000 halls in Texas. Now there's less than 400.
Right. About
25% of that 400 are at risk, endangered, falling down. And so many of the halls, you know, they're run by volunteers, communities, people that are just, like Cat Spring last night, talked to the people that are running that. There's 2 families that keep that hall alive, all volunteer. That is a big, big hall. They're very busy. But over the years, it's a membership hall. Just like we're a membership organization, it takes people, grassroots people that have a passion and a love for those places to keep them alive. And that's how so many of these halls, like Schneider Hall that you were at in September, Family Hall. Copeland's a whole different, that's more commercial.
Right.
So there's a mix of halls, but it's those community halls that are still out there on the far landscape of Texas that are still operating, serving their communities, that are the lifeblood of Texas communities.
They are, and you know, the interesting thing, for instance, when we were over in Columbus there at Schneider Hall is that it's not just a dance hall. I mean, that's where the town operated from, where the meetings would go on.
They would have
auctions
harvest fest there, you know, after they harvested. There was 1,000 people at that hall. It's a tiny little place on a family farm.
Right. I mean, the history of Texas, all kinds of history of Texas lives inside of all of these halls, and it's an important mission that you guys have shouldered, and I applaud you for that, and I thank you for that, for doing all you can to preserve these places.
And these kind of programs, bringing it out into the public space, you know, what Ray Benson has done with the Texas Dance Hall tour that we've done. This is our second one. That has elevated us, you know, in the public eye. Lone Star has been a contributor. They had a Taps for Texas campaign last year. They're having another one this next year. They're donating money to us for preservation. Because what we do is like trying to preserve, be consultants, be cheerleaders for these halls, help them think outside the box sometimes, you know, to do things different. Because the challenge is, which I want to kind of challenge these guys, because you guys have young fans and young music fans. And it's the young fans that we need to get back into these halls. Because if we don't get the younger generation back into these historic halls, they're going to die.
Yeah.
And young people don't dance, and they don't know how to dance. And so, and bands come to me now, since we're doing these tours with Ray, saying, I want to play some dance halls. Help me play dance halls. And I said, you can rent a dance hall for $300 a day. Right. Take your PA. Talk to the hall. It's a win-win. It's a collaboration. Bring your fans. You know, halls can't afford to pay a band and not know how many people are going to show up.
Sure.
So young bands can go out. They can create their own party, their own dance event, and make it a great, you know, entertainment for their fan base. They can introduce their fan base to these great places. And there's so many of them that would love, I hear all the time, we'd love for y'all to put a band in here. We'd love to have dances again, but they don't because they don't know, they can't afford it.
Right, yeah.
You know, but they're there and they take care of those buildings. And so I would just say, become a member of Texas Dance Hall Preservation, go out and find a hall. We've got we'll hook you up with halls all over the state.
Right.
And this area is rich with halls. At one time, there were 70 halls in this county. There's still about 30.
Wow.
They don't all operate publicly. Like this hall used to have dances when they first reopened. They don't anymore because they can't depend on people showing up to pay a covered charge to come dance.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah, we're talking about dance lessons, so we know that the young generation doesn't really know how to dance. So
Yeah,
that's
that.
part of the problem.
Right.
But anyway, thank you so much for bringing this to the public eye, Justin.
Oh,
it's
it's
a great
been
thing.
absolutely our
Great
pleasure,
thing.
and I've already talked to the crew, and we're going to do this again next year. We're going
Great.
to figure out a way to do. We're going to. I mean, it's.
We've
it's
got
on the
more
board,
halls.
so,
We just
yeah.
need to
I
figure
know
out
it.
internet
I want to go to all of
connection.
them. You know, the first one that I was in outside of those that you'll recognize was probably somewhere around 2003. I think I went on the road voluntarily with Mark David Manders, and the first night, the Friday night, played Blaine's Pub in San Angelo, but Saturday night the show was at Untitled Dance Hall. And that's when I realized that there is more than just, and there's nothing against them, but there's more than Luckenbach and Green Hall and those places. There are places like this, and that's one place, and I don't know where that is on the list of but
Spring Branch, and it's a big hall. It's a
right.
big German hall.
But as far
German
as like
cultural hall.
shining more light on it and getting people to pay more attention to it, it's featured in a TV commercial right now, I think, for a car dealership or something.
They have a public dance the third Saturday of every month. Twin Sisters is the first Saturday of every month. Candelia's is the second Saturday, and also third Saturday. So they're all in that Hill Country area.
Yeah.
And all uniquely different. All that's what's great. They all have their own story, their own personalities, and they're all just phenomenal places. I mean, architecturally and historically.
All right, so lead folks real quick with the website about how to become a member or at least get more information.
TexasDanceHall.org. We're a statewide nonprofit 501c3, so anything you donate is tax deductible. We have a $25 individual membership, a $100 organization or business or band, or a $1,000 lifetime membership. And we've got just this week since we started the tour, we have 5 new lifetime members. 2 from out of state, Kansas, that's here with us today.
Hello, Kansas.
And Washington State. And when people that aren't from Texas, that have never been to Texas, come to Texas to hear Texas music and Texas dance halls, us Texans need to stand up and listen because we take these places for granted. Yeah. And they've been forgotten. And they're wonderful places.
They are absolutely gorgeous places. And when the music ends at a Texas dance hall, you can hang out a little bit and shake hands and say your goodbyes.
Have another beer.
Yeah, but the DJ will not play the wobble, and keep everybody moving out on the dance floor all night long. It's not those kind of places.
No. It's about people picking up trash and cleaning the place up.
Right.
So that everybody can go home at the same time.
Deb, thank you so much. Deb Fleming from the Texas Dance Hall Preservation Society. Great work you guys do. Deb was the one last night that said, hey, the Pettit brothers are available tomorrow. And I said, well, that's what we do is we try to get as many ears on as much music as we can. And I'd never met the Pettit brothers, and that's what I said earlier on the show, is I'm always excited to hear new music and meet new people and get that on as many ears as possible. And so I'm grateful that I've got the opportunity to do that today, and more grateful that they took me up on that offer. So if you would, please make welcome back to the Texas Red Dirt Roads radio show, the Pettit brothers, everybody.
Wait a minute. Okay, go. 2, 3, 4.
I never liked big cities. I never could stand your town. I'm a man of means and I'm a child with dreams. I don't like hanging around. So if you want to find me, I'll tell you where to go. 90 miles straight west of here, right me up and help me find a place to stay. If you ever get a chance to come around, bring your guitar and we'll play. You can swim down in the river or head on into town. We will have a real good time when you decide to come around. High Hill Road is a place I'm gonna stay. It's down in Peeler Bottom, and I'm heading there today. The hills, they seem to call me. I want to answer back, but the countrysides and the country nights are something the city just lacks. So if you wanna find me, I'll tell you where to go. 90 miles straight west of here, right down High Hill Road. High Hill Road is the place I'm gonna stay. It's down in Peeler Bottom, and I'm going there today. The hills, they seem to call me. I want to answer back, but the countrysides and the country nights are something the city just lacks. So if you wanna find me, I'll tell you where to go. 90 miles straight west of here, right down High Hill Road.
That is fine. It's the Pettit Brothers on the Texas Red Dirt Roads radio show.
Thank y'all.
Taking the fire out of that. PettitBrothers.com, now showing the Pettit Brothers is the current album every Wednesday night right here at Segelmann Hall here in Schulenburg, Texas. You can catch those guys. Thank you again, gentlemen. It's been fun. We'll come back. We'll start hour number 3 of the Texas Red Dirt Roads radio show with Kyle Hutton, Lin Wilson, Roger Creager, and more from the Pettit Brothers, all brought to you by Colorado High Vodka and our friends at NRS Trailers in Decatur. You're listening to the Texas Red Dirt Roads radio show. Stick around. Red Dirt Roads radio show. That album should be ready just about the time that we all come back from Colorado for Music Fest 2018. I think Wade's got a February release date set for his brand new project. Follow him up and down the highway, WadeBowen.com. Get ready for that new record, February 2018. Here we are today, Schulenburg, Texas, inside of Segelmann Hall. Thanks again to our friends at Colorado High Vodka and our friends just down the road in Houston at Energy Ogre. Make sure and check them out online. You can find their link off txrdr.com. And when you use their service, make sure and use the code TXRDR, and they will offer you something special for being a fan of Texas and Red Dirt music and the program. So thanks to our friends at Energy Ogre, saving you money every month on your electric bill. On the show today, it's been a pleasure, and we got 1 hour left to visit more with the Pettit brothers, Kyle Hutton, Jamie Lin Wilson, and Roger Creager. Y'all welcome them back, Segelmann Hall. All right, Kyle Hutton. So, Faith in the Water, new project.
Yep.
And then earlier this year, you and Rodney Foster were kind enough to join us on the program to discuss that project, which is the Foster EP.
Yes, sir.
And all that comes with that, because it's more than, obviously it's more than just a new record.
Yeah. My wife and I, about 3 years ago, we decided that we live out in Magnolia, Texas, which is somewhat a suburban, suburbia of Houston.
Yeah.
And we decided that our kids, their biggest problem in life did not need to be whether there were AA batteries for the Xbox remote.
Sure. Yeah.
And so we took them over to Haiti, and while we were over there, we got to meet some people that were really intentional about taking care of kids that didn't have a place to stay.
Mm-hmm.
And so we came back, and somehow on the plane back, we kind of looked at each other and went, I don't think that was it. I think we're supposed to do more than just, go over and kick the soccer ball with these kids.
Yeah.
And so we came back, and it wasn't too long after that we ran into somebody that was fostering, and they said they needed help. And so we went and took the classes, and now we're about 7 kids in, and
oh, wow.
that have come through the house, and 2 of them. Thank you. 2 of them are with us now, and what I can promise you is this: I think God's got a different economy than we do,
Mm-hmm.
and we think we're giving, but we're really receiving. And the 2 little girls that are with us now, it sounds real good. You might think, oh, those Huttons are so awesome. We're not. We're just normal people. But those girls that are with us have given us more than we could ever give them. So we got 2 girls with us now. And as part of that process, my cell phone, my little, Apple iPhone notes just started filling up with ideas about songs, about whether it was the kids or what my wife and I were going through. And I remember the day I reached out to Rodney Foster, who's one of my songwriting heroes. I reached out to him and just said, man, you've mentored a lot of people in the Texas music scene. And the definition of foster is to mentor or nurture.
Yeah.
And if you don't think it's too cheesy or obvious that your last name is Foster, then
right.
Maybe we should do this project together. And he said, Kyle, I don't know if you remember this, but 2 of my siblings were adopted. So I wouldn't have my brother and sister if it wasn't for foster care and adoption. So we kind of circled the wagons and decided we write these songs together to benefit kids in the Texas foster care system. So the first little baby we had, and Jamie got to meet her, her name was Alexis. She was with us for 2 months.
Okay.
And at the end of 2 months, we found out that her mom had met all the requirements for her to get little Alexis back.
Mm-hmm.
And so they were going to come pick her up and take her back to her mom. And that morning, I got up about, I probably woke up about 5:30 or 6 and went into the kitchen and opened the refrigerator, and my wife Tara had prepared all the bottles that would be needed to feed little Alexis until CPS came to pick her up.
Mm-hmm.
And there were 3 bottles in the refrigerator, and I wrote down the idea, 3 more bottles and she's gone.
Okay.
And I took that to Rodney Foster and said, if we can't write a Merle Haggard drinking song out of that, then you've wasted all your time since Del Rio, Texas.
Right, what have you been doing?
Tennessee. And so anyway, we wrote this song right here.
If there was anything I could do to make her stay, I'd put down this bottle and I'd find a better way. But she's packed up and on to someone new. And picking up the pieces is all that's left to do. But I've always known she's leaving from the very start. And I knew I'd give her everything, and I knew she'd break my heart. It might be the best for her, but it feels so wrong. 3 more bottles and she's gone. It's funny how the fridge is keeping time, counting down these moments, just waiting on goodbye. I'd make the next round last forever if I could. I'd try to talk her into staying if I thought it'd do me any good. She's leaving from the very start, and I knew I'd give her everything, and I knew she'd break my heart. It might be the best for her, but it feels so wrong. 2 more bottles and she's gone. As I hold her in my arms and look into her eyes, her bottle's half empty. Yeah, we're running out of time. And as I hear her new folks pull into the drive, well, I've always known she's leaving from the very start. And I knew I'd give her everything, and I knew she'd break my heart. It might be the best for her, but it feels so wrong. 1 more bottle, and she's gone. How could something start so right and end so wrong? She's finishing this bottle and she's gone.
It's Kyle Hutton right there on the Texas Red Dirt Roads radio show.
Thank you very much.
Sean back there from the Pettit brothers playing a little fiddle. Thank you, brother.
Yep.
Man, that's got to be the best and worst of times, all right there in a matter of probably 10 to 15 minutes, because that's the goal. I mean, you foster these kids, and you want them to be back, I would imagine, in the family atmosphere that they were born into.
Yeah.
But at the same time, that's the like you just sang about, the breakup has got to be like so hard, because I would imagine you become really attached to these kids.
Well, yeah, of course, like, here's the deal. If you do your job right,
Yeah.
then it hurts a lot.
Sure.
When they leave. And the thing, about Alexis right now, right? Me to you, Justin.
Yeah.
Like, I hope she's good.
Yeah.
I don't know where she's at. I don't know if her mom stayed on the wagon. I don't know. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Like, so I don't want to cuss on the air, but it
Right.
just makes you grit your teeth. And
As foster-
you know what? You
Yeah.
do what you can do while you can do it. That goes back to the thing we were talking about at the very
Sure.
beginning.
As foster parents, is there any follow-up with you guys about how she's doing, or is it just like back to mom or back to dad or back to wherever it is they're going?
I think unfortunately for a lot of the kids,
Yeah.
like they might wind up back at the same foster home after they've gone back home and things not gone well. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, man, I just every time I sing that song, I think about her. I don't, like it's kind of like when you lose anything. In the beginning, you think about it all the time. You think about it, multiple times a day, whatever.
Right.
And I don't think about her, every day now. But when I sing that song, I can get choked up. But I mean, I can think back and man, I just pray that she's good. I pray that her mom's great, because we got to meet her mom during the visitations and stuff. And some people get dealt a lot different hand than I've gotten dealt in
Amen.
my life. And so, man, I really hope she's doing good, and I hope Alexis is doing good.
That's great, brother. I applaud you and your wife and all of the foster parents that take that step. I mean, you guys are much bigger people than I am in that respect, because my wife and I, we get fired up about that idea and would love to take that step. And I'm not saying that one day we may do that, we may not do that, or we very well could, but it's always that part of knowing that one day that there's going to be that heartbreak and separation. And man, I don't know if this old boy could handle that. I mean, I'd be much like you, like, just, know what, we're fine. We'll just stay right here.
It kind of goes back to that thing of how some things are just unexplainable. And what
Yeah.
all I can tell you, like, dad to dad, all I can tell you is that the only thing worse than giving Alexis back would be not have known her.
Wow, that's
You know
great.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, I mean, so it's just funny how that works, right?
Yeah,
Because then
it
it's
is.
like, okay, which one would I give up? Well, I wouldn't give up getting to hang out with her for
That's
2 months.
that's coming at it
'Cause
at a different
changed
angle,
our
but it makes
family.
sense.
It
Yeah.
changed our family.
Yeah,
Right?
certainly.
So,
Love that.
anyway, man.
All right, so
I
the
only
foster
knew her for
EP.
like 4 days, and I remember her.
Yeah. So where do we get full information? Obviously, the record, the foster EP.
Man, thefosterep.com. And actually, we got all this faith in the water stuff. We got a lot of stuff going on. And as you said, there have been, unfortunately, a bunch of tragedies, like all in a row. But keep your eye out. In the next 24 months, Radney and I are actually going to do a tour of the 12 markets in Texas with the most kids available for adoption.
Oh, wow.
And we're going to go make as much noise as we can make in those markets,
That's
hoping
great.
that there'll be some people like Tara and I that the light bulb will come on and they'll take a kid into their house.
That's wonderful, Kyle. I love that. Kyle Hutton right there on the Texas Red Dirt Roads radio show. Oh, man. Between faith in the water and that right there. Jamie Lynn, let's
That
sing
got
something
heavy.
about, somebody kill somebody in this next
got
song.
heavy.
Or a murder ballad, or drunk and she left me. And
Man,
boy,
I got plenty of those, but I was going to go positive.
all right, well, let's hand it over to Miss Jamie Lynn Wilson right here on the Texas Red Dirt Roads radio show.
Thank you. I just saw my kids walk in. If y'all just saw those 3 little things come file in and then file back out, I don't know where they went.
Right.
Maybe back to the bathroom or
Got
something.
cheeseburger all over their mouth and in their hair.
Yeah. My mom just brought my kids in here. And anyway, I'll sing a song I wrote about my little family that we live in South Texas. Well, it's just a house, not a scene from Home and Garden magazine, but it's the finest thing I've seen. It's yours and mine, and it's just a porch, just a door, just some old carpet on the floor, but I don't want anything more. It's yours and mine. When this whole world is getting tough, we're a couple of diamonds in the rough, but we got our ways to shine, shine, shine. No, we can't ever get enough. It's the perfect kind of love. It's yours and mine. Hey, well, it's just a kitchen, just a chair, a little kiss blown through the air, just a wink within a stare, a glass of wine. And it's just a bed for you and me, patchwork quilt and flannel sheets with a couple of babies underneath. It's a perfect kind of love. It's yours and mine. No, we can't ever get enough. It's a perfect kind of love. It's yours and mine. Hey, well, it's just a house, not a scene from Home and Garden magazine, but it's the finest thing I've seen. It's yours and mine. Hey, it's the finest thing I've seen. It's yours and mine.
Jamie Lin Wilson on the Texas Red Dirt Roads radio show.
Thank you.
JamieLynWilson.com. Holidays and Wedding Rings is the record you need to have in your collection. If you get pulled over between here and the house, the officer will ask you for your ID, your insurance, and a copy of Holidays and Wedding Rings. And if you don't have it, you're going to jail. So that's how that works.
I agree.
Get a copy right now, JamieLynWilson.com. Thank you, ma'am. Quick break. Come back. We'll get one more from Mr. Roger Creager and the Pettit brothers down there on the end when we come back to Segelmann Hall here in Schulenburg, Texas. Brought to you by Colorado High Vodka and the Fenolio Boot Company. You're listening to the Texas Red Dirt Roads radio show. Stick around. Red Dirt Roads radio show. That album should be ready just about the time that we all come back from Colorado for Music Fest 2018. I think Wade's got a February release date set for his brand new project. Follow him up and down the highway, WadeBowen.com. Get ready for that new record, February 2018. Here we are today, Schulenburg, Texas, inside of Segelmann Hall. Thanks again to our friends at Colorado High Vodka and our friends just down the road in Houston at Energy Ogre. Make sure and check them out online. You can find their link off txrdr.com. And when you use their service, make sure and use the code TXRDR, and they will offer you something special for being a fan of Texas and Red Dirt music and the program. So thanks to our friends at Energy Ogre, saving you money every month on your electric bill. On the show today, it's been a pleasure. We got 1 hour left to visit more with the Pettit brothers, Kyle Hutton, Jamie Lin Wilson, and Roger Creager. Y'all welcome them back, Segelmann Hall. All right, Kyle Hutton. So Faith in the Water, new project.
Yep.
And then earlier this year, you and Rodney Foster were kind enough to join us on the program to discuss that project, which is the Foster EP.
Yes, sir.
And all that comes with that, because it's more than, obviously it's more than just a new record.
Yeah. My wife and I, about 3 years ago, we decided that we live out in Magnolia, Texas, which is somewhat a suburban, suburbia of Houston.
Yeah.
And we decided that our kids, their biggest problem in life did not need to be whether there were AA batteries for the Xbox remote.
Sure. Yeah.
And so we took them over to Haiti, and while we were over there, we got to meet some people that were really intentional about taking care of kids that didn't have a place to stay.
Mm-hmm.
And so we came back, and somehow on the plane back, we kind of looked at each other and went, I don't think that was it. I think we're supposed to do more than just, go over and kick the soccer ball with these kids.
Yeah.
And so we came back, and it wasn't too long after that we ran into somebody that was fostering, and they said they needed help. And so we went and took the classes, and now we're about 7 kids in. And
Oh, wow.
that have come through the house. And 2 of them, thank you. 2 of them are with us now. And what I can promise you is this, I think God's got a different economy than we do. Mm-hmm. And we think we're giving, but we're really receiving. And the 2 little girls that are with us now, it sounds real good. You might think, oh, those Huttons are so awesome. We're not. We're just normal people. But those girls that are with us have given us more than we could ever give them. So we got 2 girls with us now. And as part of that process, man, my cell phone, my little, Apple iPhone notes just started filling up with ideas about songs, about whether it was the kids or what my wife and I were going through. And I remember the day I reached out to Radney Foster, who's one of my songwriting heroes. I reached out to him and just said, man, you've mentored a lot of people in the Texas music scene. And the definition of foster is to mentor or nurture.
Yeah.
And if you don't think it's too cheesy or obvious that your last name is Foster, then
right.
Maybe we should do this project together. And he said, Kyle, I don't know if you remember this, but 2 of my siblings were adopted. So I wouldn't have my brother and sister if it wasn't for foster care and adoption. So we kind of circled the wagons and decided we write these songs together to benefit kids in the Texas foster care system. So the first little baby we had, and Jamie got to meet her, her name was Alexis. She was with us for 2 months.
Okay.
And at the end of 2 months, we found out that her mom had met all the requirements for her to get little Alexis back. Mm-hmm. And so they were going to come pick her up and take her back to her mom. And that morning, I got up about, I probably woke up about 5:30 or 6 and went into the kitchen and opened the refrigerator, and my wife Tara had prepared all the bottles that would be needed to feed little Alexis until CPS came to pick her up. Mm-hmm. And there were 3 bottles in the refrigerator, and I wrote down the idea, 3 more bottles and she's gone.
Okay.
And I took that to Radney Foster and said, if we can't write a Merle Haggard drinking song out of that, then you've wasted all your time since Del Rio, Texas,
right.
here in
What have you been
Nashville,
doing?
Tennessee. And so anyway, we wrote this song right here. If there was anything I could do to make her stay, I'd put down this bottle and I'd find a better way. But she's packed up and on to someone new. And picking up the pieces is all that's left to do. But I've always known she's leaving from the very start. And I knew I'd give her everything, and I knew she'd break my heart. It might be the best for her, but it feels so wrong. 3 more bottles and she's gone. It's funny how the fridge is keeping time, counting down these moments, just waiting on goodbye. I'd make the next round last forever if I could. I'd try to talk her into staying if I thought it'd do me any good. But I've always known she's leaving from the very start. And I knew I'd give her everything, and I knew she'd break my heart. It might be the best for her, but it feels so wrong.
2 more bottles, and she's gone. And as I hold her in my arms and look into her eyes, her bottle's half empty. Yeah, we're running out of time. And as I hear her new folks pull into the drive, well, I've always known she's leaving from the
That's 3 days. Welcome back to the Texas Red Dirt Roads radio show. We'll be with Patton next week as we come to you live from Texas Motor Speedway. It's our annual show from the Speedway Club there in between turns 1 and 2 of Texas Motor Speedway. All part of the AAA Texas 500 weekend out there. You can still get your tickets online right now, texasmotorspeedway.com. But when the checkered flag falls there at Texas Motor Speedway, we'll go live from the Speedway Club. Pat Green will be with us. Austin Alsop will be with us, and Adam Hood will also be on the program that night. So we look forward to bringing you along with us inside the Speedway Club. You'll also hear from TMS President Eddie Gossage, and of course, whatever driver ends up winning the AAA Texas 500 also comes to hang out on the Texas Red Dirt Roads radio show that night. So we'll see you next weekend at Texas Motor Speedway. But as far as we go today, we're still hanging out here in Schulenburg, Texas, Segelmann Hall with Roger Creager, Jamie Lin Wilson, Kyle Hutton, and the Pettit brothers, everybody. Thanks again for being here. Sincerely do appreciate the company from both sides of the stage today. Those of you that have taken it in and danced, and of course all of you that are here today to play some songs. Appreciate the time. Roger, you got one more in you before we turn you loose, and you can go root on your Houston Astros tonight.
Uh-oh.
Ah, there it is.
There we go. We're back in business. Yeah, buddy. I got a special request here. Somebody came by and hollered it at me.
Oh, yeah, I think I know who that was. That was Morty. He's our driver.
He drove 300 miles to
Yes.
to be here.
You did.
I didn't know Fort Worth was that far. You know what? I don't question it. I'm going to play the song. It's my title track on my latest CD called Gulf Coast Time. Like the way salty warm breeze feels as I make another cast with this riding reel. Sounds like things are going well from the tone of your letter. Am I doing okay? I guess you could say I'm keeping my head above the water. On the deck of this old saltwater lady dancing across the waves. The seaside world slows down to an idle. The sun sets red over Copano Bay. You moved on with your life in California. I'll move on with mine. Sometimes things take a little longer here on Gulf Coast time. You know it's nice getting back to the simple things, like the taste of fresh key lime in my drink. I took that watch you gave me, tossed it about a mile offshore. There's just another anchor around me, weighing me down that I don't need anymore. On the deck of this old saltwater lady dancing across the waves. The seaside world slows down to an idle. The sun sets red over Copano Bay. You moved on with your life in California. I'll move on with mine. Sometimes things take a little longer here on Gulf Coast time. And I know I'm getting better with every breath of ocean I breathe in, and my soul gets stronger every moment I spend on the deck of this old saltwater lady, dancing across the waves. The seaside world slows down to an idle. The sun sets red over Copano Bay. You moved on with your life in California. I'll move on with mine. But sometimes things take a little longer here on Gulf Coast time. Sometimes things take a little longer here on Gulf Coast time.
Roger Creager. I know you know this already, but this just coming from me. Dude, that's a dang fine song, man.
Thank you, buddy.
That was, for me, being a Roger Creager fan for a long time. Matter of fact, I was remembering this past weekend, the first time you were on the show a long time ago. It was called something different. We were over in Dallas. I remember that visit coming in and asking you about, you mean to tell me that you were thinking about being a lawyer and you gave all that up to write songs? Are you sure? You know, just being a fan for that long. And then that song seemed to me to be a little bit of a departure from what we're used to hearing from Roger Creager. And I wonder why that was. I mean, I know you're a saltwater guy and you like to live that life, but so many of your songs are either, seems like they're Western, you know, when you think about I Got the Guns, or they're rowdy, you know, feeling good kind of songs.
Yeah, you know, and the truth is that as we get busy in the music business, we get to running up and down the road, and it kind of becomes, it's not a hassle, but it's very busy, and you get kind of bogged down by it, and you really kind of put blinders on, and you got your head down, and you're just plowing ahead, and you really miss out on a lot of things, and you miss out on family stuff, and you miss out on keeping up with your friends, and it just kind of, like, it weighs on you after a little while, and you know, being so close to the coast, you know, I live in the Houston area now, about an hour from the marina, and I get down, and, you know, I'll turn on some kind of beachy music and roll the windows down, and the minute that I open the car door, it's like every Jimmy Buffett song just makes sense.
Right.
You know, I've got sand between my toes. It's like I'm just happy, and I kind of wanted to capture a little bit of that. Of course, you know, it's a little bit of a sad love song too.
Right. But the sound of the song does capture that. Just take the vocals out of it, take the words out of it, and just hearing the melody of the song, that puts you in that place, man. You nailed it.
Yeah. Well, thank you.
Nicely done.
Appreciate it. Yeah, I think I'm going to go fishing now. You've talked me into it.
I'm in it. I'm in with you. Roger Creager right there on the Texas Red Dirt Roads radio show, everybody. Gulf Coast Time is the record. RogerCreager.com is the website. Good chance I may bump into you in Las Vegas, National Finals Rodeo time.
Yeah, buddy.
And if not, I'll see you about, I don't know what the elevation is in Colorado, but I'll see you at Music Fest.
We'll be high.
Hey, okay. Yeah. Thanks to our friends at Colorado High Vodka again for that little drop. Thank you, Roger. Appreciate you, buddy.
My pleasure, brother. Thank you.
Pettit brothers are down there on the end, and I tell you what, I am not a fan of the Pettit brothers. It has been a pleasure to have you guys on the show today. I have enjoyed everything you've done. I can't wait to dig into this CD now showing the Pettit brothers. So if you would, welcome them back one more time. Daryl, Lonnie, Brian, and Sean down there. The Pettit brothers, everybody.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, man, my pleasure.
We were going to Sargent today to go fishing, but we got talked into doing this.
Well, the fish weren't biting anyway today, so I'm glad you did.
I probably would have some fish on the stringer by now.
I bet. For supper.
Dark color. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
I'd rather be in some dark hollow where the sun don't never shine than to be here alone, no So blow your whistle, freight train, carry me further on down the track. I'm going away, I'm leaving today. I'm going, but I ain't coming back. I'd rather be in some big city where the sun don't never shine than to be here alone, knowing that you're gone in a small room with you on my mind. So blow your whistle, freight train, carry me further on down the track. I'm going away, I'm leaving today. I'm going, but I ain't coming back. So blow your whistle, freight train, carry me further on down the track. I'm going away, I'm leaving today. I'm going, but I ain't coming back. So blow your whistle, freight train, carry me further on down the track. I'm going away, I'm leaving today. I'm going, but I ain't coming back. I'm going away, I'm leaving today. I'm going, and I ain't coming back.
Dale, Lonnie, Brian, and Sean. That's the Pettit brothers right there on the Texas Red Dirt Roads radio show.
Thank y'all.
Oh, man. That's fun. Y'all ever come up North Texas way to the headquarters or wherever you're going to be? I'm going to track you down. We're going to do this again, I promise you. I'd love to have you guys back, man. Show you off as many times as I can. You can go online right now, PettitBrothers.com, and pick up a copy of Now Showing the Pettit Brothers. One more time, y'all. That's Daryl, Lonnie, Brian, and Sean down there. Thank you, man. Appreciate you. One more break. Come back on the other side. We're going to let Mr. Kyle Hutton and Jamie Lin Wilson wrap up the Texas Red Dirt Roads radio show brought to you by Colorado High Vodka. We're live from Segelmann Hall in Schulenburg, Texas. Y'all stick around. That's 3 days. Welcome back to the Texas Red Dirt Road. That is called Hollywood. That brand new album just came out this past Friday. Run, get that, leonwomack.com or find it there. Wherever you download, find or Texas music digitally, iTunes or Amazon or wherever that's at, or like Kyle had made mention of earlier, stream it. I don't know, but go see the show. Buy it all right there at the merch booth. That's always most beneficial to these singer-songwriters. But that's a gooder from from Miss Leanne Womack called Hollywood. Welcome back to Segelmann Hall here in Schulenburg, Texas, and the Texas Red Dirt Roads radio show. Thanks again to our friends at Colorado High Vodka and, of course, our buddies there at NRS Trailers and United RV. We use both of their services to get down here to Schulenburg. Thanks to United RV for the rig and NRS Trailers for giving us all the trailer room to drag all this radio gear down here with us. It's a big production, and so we needed a cool trailer, and NRS hooked us up, so thanks a bunch. But more importantly, thanks to everybody that hung out today out there on the dance floor and filled it up a little bit and made those boot scooting sounds. That was always fun. Appreciate your company. And then, of course, those that were up here on the stage with me today. Always a pleasure to visit with these very talented individuals that I get the opportunity to visit with because, first and foremost, and Kyle, I know you're the same way with real life and real music, I'm a fan first. And what a blessing it is to come out here and hang out with you folks for 3 hours every weekend. So thank you for your time today, man.
Well, it's fun to be here and get to play some songs and be on this side of the mic.
I know.
So I appreciate the.
I wish I knew how to play. I mean, I wish I knew how to play songs. I'd come over and sit on the other side on your microphone.
Come on.
We sit there and play.
Anytime you want, I'll
I
have
heard
you on
you're
my
a
show.
singer.
Well, I get one turn, and it'll be every rose has its thorn. That's all I know how to play.
Next time I'm going to learn that song and you're going to do it.
Oh, I can
Right?
play it.
And then I'll cut it and put it on my record, and then I'll
There you go.
turnpike troubadour you.
There you go.
You've been turnpiked.
You've been turnpiked. All right. Kyle Hutton is here. He's got one more for everybody. Y'all welcome him back to the Texas Red Dirt Roads radio
Thank you.
show.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. I think you're doing this one though.
What's it? Oh, yeah. No. I'm not gonna do it. Save that for 4 o'clock in the
Sorry.
morning in the steamboat, all right?
Yeah.
Make that promise to you.
Got it. All right. So, you write these songs and you make these records and you throw them out. And then every once in a while, somebody does a review of your record.
Oh, goodness.
And no, this is good. So
good.
one of the most beautiful statements that got made about my most recent studio record called Longest Days, Shortest Years, was that I had Miss Jamie Lin Wilson sing with me on a song.
Very sweet.
So I can't be here tonight and not finish with this one to have this lady that's sitting right next to me sing with me on this song.
You
So
need to Google that now for a rainy day.
they mentioned Roger in the review too, but you'll have to go Google that to see why.
Oh, man.
No, it was more reflective of, it was more poorly reflective on me than it was you. So anyway, Google that, folks. That little Texas Red Dirt trivia for you. So all the gigs I play aren't as beautiful as this one. So that's where this song came from. I know what it takes to sing these songs. A whole lot of heartache and lots of hanging on. And singing to the neon lights when everyone's gone home. Yeah, I know what it takes to sing these songs.
I know what it costs to live this life. Midnight motel rooms for a long, long distance flight. And lots of lonely in-betweens that cut you like a knife. I know what it costs to live this life.
It's all I know. There's something very deep down in my soul, and I've tried to put it down, but it just won't let me go. Let me go. I know how it feels when the music's right, and how it feels a moment just before the stage goes bright, when the crowd is really
listening and the band is good and tight. I know how it feels when the music's right. And it's all I know. There's something buried deep down in my soul. And I've tried to put it down, but it just won't let me go. Let me go. Let me go. 'Cause I know what it takes to sing these songs. A whole lot of heartache and barely hanging on. And singing to these neon lights when everyone's gone home. Yeah, I know what it takes to sing these songs. Yeah, I know what it takes to sing these songs.
It's Kyle Hutton and Jamie Lin Wilson on the Texas Red Dirt Roads radio show.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Cal, appreciate you, buddy. KyleHutton.com is the website. All right, Jamie.
Thank you.
You brought us in. You get to dance us home.
All right, here I go. Now what do I do? Now how do I?
You got to follow yourself.
How do I follow myself? Here's a song that I recorded with the Trishas. Something's not working, but it's all right. There we go. Make something out of nothing. Temporary restoration. An original creation. A dead ringer for the real thing. High, wide, and handsome. Take pennies from a jar. You're really giving it a good shot there, Kyle. You have the best of intentions.
Those things are $750 a piece,
start.
Kyle, and you just threw it on
There
the
we
floor.
go. In interesting conditions, you discover who you really are. Good timing. Who you really are. Turn an old wagon wheel into a chandelier hanging from the ceiling. Move the mirror from the shiver open to the hall where it's more appealing. It's the lack of creature comforts that makes you pay a little bit more attention. Yes, indeed, necessity is the mother of invention. Yes, indeed, necessity is the mother of invention. Conjure up a mannerism. Plant flowers in the tires. Jump off the bandwagon. Tendencies only you'd admire. It's the best of indecisions when you have to recreate. It's the worst of any vision when there's chances that you don't take. That you don't take. Turn an old wagon wheel into a chandelier hanging from the ceiling. Move the mirror from the shiver open to necessity is the mother of invention. Yes, indeed, necessity is the mother of invention. Like this.
I got my Sunday voice. I couldn't get that out. Jamie Lin Wilson right there on the Texas Road
thank
Roads
you.
Radio
Thank you for
Show.
having me today,
Always my
Justin.
pleasure. Thank you, Jamie. JamieLinWilson.com. Make sure and run, check that out. Find out where you're going to be next. I bet you know. And home does not count. I was going to say,
Home.
yeah, home with them babies.
For a little bit at least.
Well, tell the family we said hi. Thank you for your time today. If you would, Segelmann Hall, Roger Creager, Jamie Lin Wilson, Kyle Hutton, and the Pettit brothers, everybody. Thank y'all for hanging out today. Thank y'all for being out there with us and singing and dancing along, man. Mr. Houston, thank you. Mr. Aaron, thank you. Morty, thank you. Sweet Lou behind me, thank you. And Sarah back here in the studio, thank you for keeping us on air this afternoon. And, of course, thanks to Miss Casey for booking these great shows. And our friends at Colorado High Vodka, the Fenolio Boot Company, and Hydro Pros of Texas, and Say Anything Designs. We'll catch you next week live from Texas Motors Speedway, part of the AAA Texas 500 weekend with Pat Green, Austin Alsop, and Adam Hood. Until then, safe travels home. We'll meet you back here in Fort Worth. My name is Justin Frizzell. God bless you. God bless our troops and first responders. And God bless the great state of Texas. See you down the road.
Salute.
That is called Hollywood. That brand new album just came out this past Friday. Run, get that, LeonWomack.com, or find it there. Wherever you download Finder or Texas music digitally, iTunes or Amazon or wherever that's at, or like Kyle had made mention of earlier, stream it. I don't know, but go see the show. Buy it all right there at the merch booth. That's always most beneficial to these singer-songwriters. But that's a gooder from Miss Leanne Womack called Hollywood. Welcome back to Segelmann Hall here in Schulenburg, Texas, and the Texas Red Dirt Roads Radio Show. Thanks again to our friends at Colorado High Vodka and, of course, our buddies there at NRS Trailers and United RV. We use both of their services to get down here to Schulenburg. Thanks to United RV for the rig and NRS Trailers for giving us all the trailer room to drag all this radio gear down here with us. It's a big production, and so we needed a cool trailer, and NRS hooked us up, so thanks a bunch. But more importantly, thanks to everybody that hung out today out there on the dance floor and filled it up a little bit and made those boot scooting sounds. That was always fun. Appreciate your company. And then, of course, those that were up here on the stage with me today. Always a pleasure to visit with these very talented individuals that I get the opportunity to visit with because, first and foremost, and Kyle, I know you're the same way with real life and real music, I'm a fan first. And what a blessing it is to come out here and hang out with you folks for 3 hours every weekend. So thank you for your time today, man.
Well, it's it's fun to be here and get to play some songs and be on this side of the mic.
I know.
So I appreciate the.
I wish I knew how to play. I mean, I wish I knew how to play songs. I'd come over and sit on the other side on your microphone.
Come on.
We sit there and play.
Anytime you want, I'll
I
have
heard
you on
you're
my
a
show.
singer.
Well, I get one turn, and it'll be every rose has its thorn. That's all I know how to play.
Next time I'm going to learn that song and you're going to do it.
Oh, I can
Right?
play it.
And then I'll cut it and put it on my record, and then I'll
There you go.
turnpike troubadour you.
There you go.
You've been turnpiked.
You've been turnpiked. All right. Kyle Hutton is here. He's got one more for everybody. Y'all welcome him back to the Texas Red Dirt Roads Radio
Thank you.
Show.
Thank you. I think you're doing this one though.
What's it? Oh yeah. No. Not gonna do it. Save that for 4 o'clock in the
Sorry.
morning in the steamboat. All right.
Yeah.
Make that promise to you.
Got it. All right. So, you write these songs and you make these records and you throw them out. And then every once in a while, somebody does a review of your record.
Oh, goodness.
And no, this is good. So one of the most beautiful statements that got made about my most recent studio record called Longest Days, Shortest Years, was that I had Miss Jamie Lin Wilson sing with me on a song.
Very sweet.
So I can't be here tonight and not finish with this one to have this lady that's sitting right next to me sing with me on this song.
You
So
need to Google that now. For a rainy day.
they mentioned Roger in the review too, but you'll have to go Google that to see why.
Oh, man.
No, it was more poorly reflective on me than it was you. So anyway, Google that, folks. That little Texas Red Dirt trivia for you. So all the gigs I play aren't as beautiful as this one. So that's where this song came from.
I know what it takes to sing these songs. A whole lot of heartache and lots of hanging on. And singing to the neon lights when everyone's gone home. Yeah, I know what it takes to sing these songs.
I know what it costs to live this life. Midnight motel rooms for a long, long distance flight. And lots of lonely in-betweens that cut you like a knife. I know what it costs to live this life.
It's all I know. There's something really deep down in my soul, and I've tried to put it down, but it just won't let me go. Let me go. I know how it feels when the music's right, and how it feels a moment just before the stage goes bright, when the crowd is really listening and the band is good and tight. I know how it feels when the music's right. It's all I know. There's something buried deep down in my soul, and I've tried to put it down, but it just won't let me go. Let me go. Let me go. 'Cause I know what it takes to sing these songs. A whole lot of heartache and barely hanging on. And singing to these neon lights when everyone's gone home. Yeah, I know what it takes to sing these songs. Takes to sing these songs.
It's Kyle Hutton and Jamie Lynn Wilson on the Texas Red Dirt Roads radio show.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Cal, appreciate you, buddy. KyleHutton.com is the website. All right, Jamie.
Thank you.
You brought us in. You get to dance us home.
All right, here I go. Now what do I do? Now how do I?
You got to follow yourself.
How do I follow myself? Here's a song that I recorded with the Trishas. Something's not working, but it's all right. There we go. Make something out of nothing. Temporary restoration. And eternal creation, a dead ringer for the real thing. High, wide, and handsome. Take pennies from a jar. You're really giving it a good shot there, Kyle. You have the best of intentions.
Those things are $750 a piece,
start.
Kyle, and you just threw it on
There
the
we
floor.
go. In interesting conditions, you discover who you really are. Good timing. Who you really are. Turn an old wagon wheel into a chandelier hanging from a ceiling. Move the mirror from the shiver open to the hall where it's more appealing. It's the lack of creature comforts that makes you pay a little bit more attention. Yes, indeed, necessity is the mother of invention. Yes, indeed, necessity is the mother of invention. Conjure up a mannerism, plant flowers in the tires, jump off the bandwagon, tendencies only you'd admire. It's the best of indecisions when you have to recreate. It's the worst of any vision when there's chances that you don't take, that you don't take. Turn an old wagon wheel into a chandelier hanging from a ceiling. Move the mirror from the shiver open to the hall where it's more appealing. It's the lack of creature comforts that makes you pay a little bit more attention. Yes, indeed, necessity is the mother of invention. Turn an old wagon wheel into a chandelier hanging from a ceiling. Move the mirror from the shiver open to the hall where it's more appealing. It's the lack of creature comforts that makes you pay a little bit more attention. Yes, indeed, necessity is the mother of invention. Yes, indeed, necessity is the mother of invention. Yes, indeed, necessity is the mother of invention. Like this.
I got my Sunday voice. I couldn't get that out. Jamie Lin Wilson right there on the Texas Road
thank
Roads
you. Thank
Radio
you for
Show.
having me today,
Always my
Justin.
pleasure. Thank you, Jamie. JamieLinWilson.com. Make sure and run, check that out. Find out where you're going to be next. I bet you know. And home does not count, I was going to say.
Home.
Yeah, home with them babies.
For a little bit at least.
Well, tell the family we said hi to thank you for your time today. If you would, Segelmann Hall, Roger Creager, Jamie Lin Wilson, Kyle Hutton, and the Pettit brothers, everybody. Thank you all for hanging out today. Thank you all for being out there with us and singing and dancing along, man. Mr. Houston, thank you. Mr. Aaron, thank you. Morty, thank you. Sweet Lou behind me, thank you. And Sarah back here in the studio, thank you for keeping us on air this afternoon. And of course, thanks to Miss Casey for booking these great shows. And our friends at Colorado High Vodka, the Fenolio Boot Company, and Hydro Pros of Texas, and Say Anything Designs. We'll catch you next week live from Texas Motors Speedway, part of the AAA Texas 500 weekend with Pat Green, Austin Alsop, and Adam Hood. Until then, safe travels home. We'll meet you back here in Fort Worth. My name is Justin Frizzell. God bless you. God bless our troops and first responders, and God bless the great state of Texas. See you down the road.